I am Shailendra Kumar. I am cleared this exam in 1984 and served with the different ranks and all, Tested Officer rank, and retired as an additional DG, CRPF in December 20th, 17th. So almost 6 years I have retired now. So it's a wonderful course. Either you are in CRPF, BSF, IDBP, CSF, in any forces, they have their own culture and all. And you have to prepare yourself for that purpose because their the lifestyle, their working style, their interpersonal relations are totally different than army and the police. Never confuse, it is not army, it is not police. CAPFs have their specialist in their own area as well as they have to do multifarious job also. When it comes the election, all CAPF goes for the election. When there is the law and order problem, all CAPFs goes there. But at the same time, every force has their own chartered of. I have been given the subject. It is security challenges in India. When we talk about the security, it comes internal and external both. But both are the different thing. I am not going to talk about the external because the external is the army. They are doing the external. Please sit down. Please sit down. So here we are going to focus on the internal security problem, challenges the India is facing right now since independence. What is security? Anybody can tell? What is security of a nation? Any nation wants to protect their geographical boundaries, welfare of the people, economy of the country, and yes, and the social culture interests. Every country is having their own the social culture. So that has to be protected by the nation. This is the main security of the nation. So in the broad way, it is the external and internal. When we talk the external is the bar, aggressions, bombardment, these kind of things. When we talk about the internal security, there are also so many factors in that. Please come, sit down. Next slide. You have to do, I have to do. आप करना है. आप मुझे दे दें तो I will able to. This we have already talked about in the security. These are the challenges nowadays our India is facing. Everybody knows this is a cross-border terrorism. We have the Pakistan border, we have the Bangladesh border, we have the Bhutan border, we have the Nepal border. These are the borders from where the threats are always there. J&K militancy, we know. Then insurgency in Northeast. We will discuss briefly the others because our time has been very less. It is only 45 minutes. So I will just touch upon the points, and if any doubt you can ask, otherwise you can go through for preparation of the interview and all. But you touch these points. Interview. Insurgency in Northeast, left-wing extremists, the Naxal movements. This is the great problem the India is facing, or CAPF is dealing with that. Then organized crime nowadays with its linkage with the terrorism. Communal violence. Then regional and interstate disputes. When we go to the northeast area, this is the mainly regional and interstate disputes are there. Cybercrime nowadays is the great threat to the country. Land border management, coastal security challenges, Bombay attack, it's very simple you can say, and the misuse of media. Nowadays the media is also the very vulnerable, and we have to take care of the media and the propaganda being spread on that media. So here you can see this is the which region? J&K region, infested with terrorism, cross-border terrorism, and mostly it is non-state actors are acting there. Non-state actors are the Pakistan, ISI. They are provoking the state people and sending their infiltrators inside the India. Second reason is the insurgency in Northeast. Northeast, again, after Chicken Neck, there are the 7 states. They have their problems since even before the independence. At the time of even British, the government, they were not well governed. They were not well administrated. Governance was zero. Most of the states, like the Nagaland all, they were thinking they are having their own state. The country, not a state, they are having their own country. Then this area is known as red carpet. Why red carpet? Because there is a continuation and they have the red flag. So there is a presence of Naxals in this area, which is contiguous from Bihar to Telangana. Andhra is including the old Andhra. Then the rest is the other internal security, which we have already seen in that cyber crime and other things. It's there. So first, we will talk about the J&K problem. You know, the J&K was ruled by Mughals as well as the Hindu kings. Before independence, Maharaja Hari Singh was king of J&K since 1925. And that time, when the independence came, they didn't agree to come along with India. They wanted to have the separate country. And it was supported by the Pakistan also. Pakistan wanted to grab the whole J&K. When Maharaja Hari Singh didn't agree with the accession, then the Pakistani attacked, invaded the whole J&K in 1947. And that point of time, they rushed to the India, kindly save our country. Then Indian troops deployed, and the war took 1.5 years, almost October 47 to October 49. Then United Nations came in between and they have decided the boundary. In that negotiation, we lost our few area which is known as POK. Number one was that time, because the king was the Hindu, but most of the people was from Muslim religion, and Hindu population was also there, but in percentage wise the Hindu were less than Muslims. So Muslims wanted to have their independent country, not with Pakistan, nor with India. But due to that attack of Pakistan supported militia, they have to rush to the India. But there was a clause of 370. You know 370? Recently it has been? Yes. But in 370 they were given the special status. In 1965, 71, यहाँ बैठ जाइए इधर come this side. So these are the background of sending the terrorism in India and spreading the terrorism in the Pakistan, because they hear first defeat, second defeat, third defeat, and the Kargil defeat. But even before Kargil, in which year Kargil wall was there? 99. But in 90s, they started infiltrating the terrorists from Pakistan, UK to India. They started training camps, supply the arms, funding, and technology to Indian youths, especially the J&K unemployed youths, very young boys. They were trained, they were brainwashed for terrorism. And they spread it. First, they have exceeded the Kashmiris Pandit from the Kashmir. Then the terrorists send the other part of the country and they take the shelter of their supporters and they started terrorizing the not only J&K but the other part of the country also. Radicalization, the reason, Katarbadi, होते चले गए. Then religious terrorism and the Islamic ideology was the base of that. The state was not having the strong leadership, the political leadership from the J&K, from the J&K region. That's why the Pakistanis tried to send the terrorists, their leaders sitting in the Pakistan, but commanding the J&K militants. So this was the one reason the foreign terrorists get the shelter in the J&K and they started doing the terrorist activities. And the South Kashmir was made as a epic center of the terrorism because they find lot of shelter in the southern Kashmir. Earlier they used to having the tanjeems of Arabic, Urdu or some kind of thing, but they wanted to make it more democratic kind of thing. They have changed the name and the resistance front like ULF, like any other organization which is against the rule of the country and all. So it should look like the Indian. It's not from the foreign, it is not from the Arab. It is from the India itself. Gilani force. Gilani was the leader. The Gilani force. Then people anti-fascist front. So this kind of name they started changing so that it should go to the common people and the other part of the country. Islam, they have taken their religion and that religion, they change the name and so that they can go up to the deep-rooted Indian, that community. This was only their latest trend. Nowadays also now they are known for these kind of organizations. transportation of arms, ammunition, drugs, and human trafficking. They are doing. Hybrid terrorist. Hybrid terrorist means the terrorists, they are not hardcore terrorists. The hardcore terrorists are listed as a ultras in the police station. They are the, क्या बोलते हैं उसका, नंबरदार बोलते हैं ना. They are already named, his name is there in the police station. They are always on the hunt. So the people working in the government offices, normal offices, they are doing part-time terrorist activities and part-time the normal job, so that they can hide themselves. So this kind of known terrorism is known as hybrid terrorists. Then after abrogation of 370, the stone pelting, because the security forces has been given the more power after going 370, because the status, the special status was withdrawn. Increase the vigilance, massive retaliation against the Pakistan misadventures, Uri and other activities when the Indian went inside the Pakistan and they did the operation. So after that, the activities has been reduced and the support also been reduced. First of all, in the JNK, the number one targets were the security forces. Because security forces were they thought the security forces are enemy to the terrorists. So they kill selectively. They will attack on the police force, CRPF camps, security forces movements, their convoy and all. So they made the first target of security forces. Then killing of non-local civilians. आपको बैठना है? अच्छा. Non-local civilians means the workers are there, the laborers are going from the all part of the country there. So they start targeting them. Then engagement, mountains and jungles, emerging challenges. What they used to do, they started their dominance on the mountains. You know, there is a Pir Panjal range of mountains in JNK. And again, Pir Panjal is also difficult terrain. So they started dominating that terrain and they started engaging that area, so that to make that area their epic center. Increase cross-border and drone activities. What they are doing nowadays, they are sending their small drones, seeing the activities of the SF, and then they plan their activity to avoid trap. Because security forces have made a lot of traps there. To avoid that, to avoid the ambushes, they started using drone for that. They have used the vehicle-borne ID also. When the CRPF convoy was bombed, it was the vehicle-based ID. They put ID on the vehicle. Earlier, what used to do in Naxal area, the ID used inside the culvert, in the road, whereas they started ID on the vehicle itself, and the mobile ID, you can say. You can, where you want to blast the things, send that vehicle near the area and blast it. This is innovation kind of thing. Then counter propaganda and tanjeems. There is a problem when they're giving the new tanjeems, then you have to counter it. You have to again think how to counter it. You have to counter the propagandas also. And the Fidain attacks and gives it economic avenues. The J&K is having the minimum investment from the outside of the nation and even the countries also, because nobody wants to go and having their industries and all. If there is no industry except tourism, there is nothing. So they have a lot of financial problem, unemployment, and that attracts the terrorists. It's very easy to mold a boy having no job, no motivation, that can be used for terrorists. It can be used for terrorists, young boys. What is the way forward for that? These are the way forward. How we can tackle this? How to counter these things? Proactive tackling the cross-border terrorism by security forces, deployment of security forces, frequent using the technology for the surveillance. That is very important nowadays. Only the human-based surveillance is not enough to protect nowadays, because the area is very weak and few area is fenced, but still there is a few area which is not fenced. The unfenced area need to be surveillance through the technology. Use the surveillance we are using for that. Satellite we are using for that. There are some dedicated satellites from NTRO and being used to monitor the porous area. We have the different capacity of drones, UAVs, a smaller one, bigger one with a different endurance power. Few drones having endurance power of few hours, few are the multiple hours, couple of. Even we are using one drone in the Naxal area. It remains in the sky for 36 hours. So even the sometime we can do the lifetime operation through the drone. We see the area and we conduct the operation simultaneously. So this kind of technology is required to protect our cross-border terrorism. Interfiltration and exfiltration. First, we have to protect the filtration. And after filtration, you have to neutralize the infiltrators. Already came inside, then you have to neutralize. You have to find out. How you will find out? By surveillance, by human int, by technical int, by identifying them. Because when one comes inside the country, there is a human rights there. You cannot open fire without identifying the target. So identifying the target is also a very big challenge for the CAPFs. Where the army, this is not there. When we are fighting on the borders, at the boundaries, other side of boundary, everyone is your enemy. But when you are fighting inside the boundary, everyone is your friend except few. This is the main difference. That's the human rights comes, and the CAPF has the main problem is to protect innocent people. That's why then involve through the volunteer village defense committee. They tells us, they inform us if any foreign body comes in there. So strengthening the village defense committee is more important. Then enhancing the intelligence, both human int, comment, these are different kind of int and surveillance is there. Then acceleration of economic development, redressal of public grievances within the state by the development, governmental schemes. There are so many things. Then implementation of Himayat, Quran, Nai Manzil, Ustad, and other government schemes. They are the schemes by the government of India, government of J&K, to give employment to the unemployed youths of J&K. A skill development. This URAN is a skill development programs so that they can learn, specialize themselves, and not only in J&K, they can go and serve the other part of the country also. These are the scheme, and government is after that 370, there are lot of training camps for the skill development has been opened there. Sanction of funds for the development of their area and all. These are the way forward for the J&K. J&K any problem? Nutshell? पूछिए. Most probably they will give you. It is for you only. You will get. State? Yes. The government is doing in that way. They will restore that statehood so that the people can come back inside the state. Those who have already exceeded their from. Okay. Now, the second area is Northeast. Again, Northeast, as we have discussed earlier, even prior to the independence, that area is loosely governed by the British also, because they never wanted to go in the northeastern area. And they also, the all states people, the Nagas and all, they never thought they are the part of the mainland of the India because of their features, their habits, their tribe culture and all. They never thought they are the part of mainland. So that the scenario of loose governance, difference of the cultural, socio-economical, everything, they thought they are the independent people, and they wanted to have, all state wanted to have the different and independent country. Nagaland, Naga Hill people, they wanted the Nagaland is a different state. And their main goal was against the state. Then after independence, the India wanted to make them the part of India. They wanted that they will remain separate with the different identity. This was the one problem. And second problem was there the tribal conflicts. The whole states, all 7 states, having the different tribals. And all tribals is having the different culture, and disputes are there. Third, there is a boundary dispute between the northeastern states, like Nagalim, Greater Assam, Manipur, hill person and the valley persons. So these are the boundary disputes, and there is always a fight. Manipur is very burning. You all people are knowing. The talk is still going on. Talk is still going on. Historical regions, we all know. Then Lujbi administrator, the British time. Tension between the state and the central government. They wanted to have their own, but they never wanted to accept the power of center. They wanted to have their own power. Tension between the tribe people who are native of these states and the migrant peoples from the other part of India. They never wanted the migrant should be there. They're the migrant from the India, other part of the state. Otherwise, they're also having the other countries also. like the Myanmar and Bangladesh. They are also infiltrating in that area. Geographical region, we all know there is a chicken neck, so it is not well connected with the mainland. Development region, poorly developed, lack of fund. If the fund is given to the states, it is being misused, mismanaged. No development work is there. Military region, the Armed Forces Special Power Act. It has been given to the armed forces, but they think they are being misused by the armed forces and they are being exploited by the armed forces. That's why they never accept as power. They want it should be withdrawn, should not be given. External support, they're China and Myanmar, they are the country, they're supporting them, regions. In the Northeast, how many of you have visited Northeast? Have you visited which area of Northeast? Gangtok, you have seen the good part of that Northeast, not that part. There are the few area of the Assam and Nagaland region, the DAB area you can say, the disputed area of Nagaland and Assam, and with the Manipur and the Nagaland, where they have the concentration of insurgents. They are the center. They use that area for their training purpose. They are keeping the arms, ammunition. They have the stronghold of that area. They are known as the hot spots. Okay, even the state police don't visit that area. Only the armed forces are going and doing operations. Disputed interstate boundaries, triggering narco, drug and gun is nowadays a main reason for the insurgency in the Northeast. They don't want anything. They don't have any ideology nowadays. Tribal cultures are protected by the central government. They never wanted to destroy it, but government want to destroy the drug channels. They wanted to destroy their trading of unauthorized weapons. So this is the threat nowadays. They never wanted to give narco trade and gun business. A lot of money is being extorted through gun business and all. Mostly the contractors are being exploited by the insurgents with the barrel of inter-tribe conflicts, the multi-issues, everybody has their own, the tribals and all. Porous international borders, so that the insurgents can go to the Myanmar and even the Nepal, they can go and have the shelter and they can come back. Safe havens for insurgents, the cross borders, so that they can interchange and go. Socio-economic problems is always there because the development is not there, conflicts there, so this problem prevails there. Recently, you know that with the Nagaland, there is a ceasefire. The ceasefire with NACN is having the two groups. One is NACN, IM, and second is Khaplong. So with the Khaplong, the things has not yet been settled. The time it has been settled. So again, the agreement has to be redrafted, consents of both the parties is required. Trijunctional Assam, Arunachal and Nagaland. Arunachal is also a very difficult place because the China wants this area and they always send their people, filtration and insurgents in the Arunachal area. Securing international border, this is a challenge there because again the porous border is there. Narco trade and weapon smuggling has to check extortion of the industry because the extortion, the new industries is not going there. This is the main problem. Inter-tribal conflicts, again, it has to be decided by themselves only. Central government can only provide the support, not more than that, and radicalization of the area. In Manipur, main Meitei and Kukis. Meitei are the valley people. They lives in the valley of the Manipur, and the Kukis are from hill areas. They wanted more land in the valley, and they never wanted to allow them to come inside the valley, and they say there should be a inner line permit. What is inner line permit? Anybody coming in the Manipur Valley area, they should have permit for a certain period only. Like you are going to the foreign, you are having a visa for 3 months, 6 months, depending on the country they allow. So that kind of a strict requirement is there. Protest, armed conflict, disturbing, Manipur is burning from last 1 year and all. Then state administration providing the ethnic lines, even the state government, they are not unbiased. Suppose they are from the Mathi group, they support the Mathis. Suppose they are from the Kukis, they support Kukis. So neutral governance is missing in Manipur. Civilian and the village guards are in possession of looted weapons, because the looted weapons, the forts are being looted, the state police are being looted, even the armed forces, CAPFs, they're trapped in the ambush, their arms are being looted and used by the extortion, increased looted weapons being used for the extortion and all. Securing national highway is the main problem, because so many times you have seen the chicken neck. If the Manipur highway is stopped, then everything stops. All supplies remains in the Assam itself. It can't go beyond the Assam area. So it's a very, very sensitive issue, and the government is deployed a lot of forces to secure the highway from the both sides, the road opening. And every day the road opening, you will understand what is the road opening. Road opening is the force being deployed on the any force, like from Jammu to Srinagar. The road is being opened by utilizing armed forces. First they go, they secure route is safe, then allow the other people to come on the road. The same thing happens in the north also. Recently the talk has been made with the MHA and all, though news is coming, it's not successful, but it has started, something has been accepted and things will come up. But this is the democratic way. Here, the government of India also have to think something if they want to have Northeast to be peaceful. First of all, judicious use of special armed force. Because I have seen there is really misuse by the forces. It has to be judicious. The smart border management by using the technology nowadays, using the satellite images and so many things, surveillance like the drone and all, you have to, border management is there. FCT building state forces by the local police. The local police has to be strong enough, has to be trained enough. They should not depend on the center. Center is there to support them, but like in Andhra, you have seen the Greyhound. Greyhound is a state police force. They have picked the smart boys from the police organization of the Andhra, and they trained them to tackle with Naxals. And then they take support of the CAPF for further operation and all. But the first of all, आपको अपना State police को you have to make them strong, trained. ठीक है? That is lacking there. It has to be there. Then coordination of intelligence sharing the center and police, because the state police is strong in having. Oh, time is. They are having the intelligence, state intelligence, because they are the local people. But the central police is missing that. They don't have the intelligence of the local area. So they have to share it. The state should share with the center and center will react on that. Then granting the great autonomy. They want autonomy, there should be the greater autonomy, but it should not affect the national interest. Autonomy is there, but they should protect the national interest. Government policies, then economical development, ceasefire agreements, dialogues and negotiations, surrender rehabilitation schemes, support to the people are surrendering, skill development programs, promotion of terrorism, tourism, and the relation with neighbor countries. These are the basic things that will help only to. They think it is being misused. Suppose some terrorist came inside your house and we have made a raid. When we are making a raid in a village, everyone has to come outside from the house and they will sit for the hours together. Then the force will go and see each and everything. So they say this is the misuse of power because the बच्चे हैं, बूढ़े हैं, everybody is coming outside the house and kept it hours together sit down. So for the villager, it is the misuse of power. But it can be used. Suppose you go to the one house, bring them, keep them, check them, then go inside, secure them, then go to the another house. So in that way, this is the proper use of a Special Power Act with the human angle. There are two kind of angle. One is the force angle and one is the human angle. So if you want really peace in that area, the human angle should be there. This is a balanced time. So only suppose they are in the village, in the northeast, I do not know whether you have seen or not. There is a kasbah, a small a house of 10 house, 5 house, 6 house on the another hills, like that kind of thing. So you go to the one hill, first check that area, then allow them, then go to the another hill. Instead of calling everyone to, and from morning to evening you are doing the checking and raid, this is the extortion of. So this kind of use. Gentlemen, I have been given warning now. So this is a left-wing extreme, very important. You should go through this. Main, everybody knows it has started in Naxal, but in 1967. It is nothing new. It covers the 10 states. See, the nowadays the biggest problem of the India, because it is spread in the 10, and they are again Indian people, our state people. It is very difficult to recognize who is the Naxal and who is not Naxal. Then human right comes here. So very, very tactfully the anti-Naxal operations are being conducted. Here also, you might have seen in the news, the HM has given it some time. By 26, they will eliminate. Yes. When I was IG in Bihar and Jharkhand in 14, 15 and 16, a number of Naxals were eliminated and we were given time there. In 3 years, we will eliminate everyone from. Everyone can't be eliminated, but the major leaders has been neutralized during that period. The same thing is now being happened in the Naxal, and main reason is that 3 years before, the troops were given camps inside the jungles. That the forward area, you can say that is the forward area. From there, they have started intelligence, surveillance, and now they are getting the success. You might have seen in the TV news every day, 17 killed, 31 killed. It is usually a result of having forward area in by the CAF. These are all the things you know. Protected war, guerrilla warfare. Guerrilla warfare again is the strength of the Naxals. Flexibility, anything they can do, they can make any kind of ID, pressure based, pulling based, vehicle based, different kind of ID they are using because they have the experience of that area and they use that area experiences and having the social disputes with the mainland people. There is also mainland. When we talk about the mainland, means the normal people having the everything. They think we tribes are deprived of everything, whereas the people living in the cities are having everything. They have the education, they have the money, they have the what you can say, the resources, every kind of resources they are having, and they are having deprived. So this was the main area. This is a corridor. That corridor is shrink to the this much only because in the last year 800 plus Maoists were neutralized, and from January to March almost 250 has been neutralized. In addition to surrenders and arrested. So that's why the area is now shrinking very fast. I have shown this is a newly established forward operation area. It has resulted now. You know the what they are using. They are mainly their weapon is the IED, and CAPF is till date. I worked in Andhra, Gadchiroli, but I find difficulty in negotiating the IEDs. Even the MVP is not the answer because if you have the MVP to protect the 10 kg of IED, they put 15 kg. Then vehicle goes off. It is in their hand. So it is very difficult, but by using the real intelligence, human and tech int, you can, because there are some area which is the communication shadow areas where HF, VHF is not working, but nowadays Government of India have provided the satellite phones so that the area is also covered. This is the road. Everywhere the ID is kept. When you cross the force, when you cross they will ignite the ID and it will blast. This kind of cuts they make in the road and puts the ID on. Look, this is the MVP intimate that can be displayed. In addition to that, these are the things we have to take care. There is always problem is coming as the internal security, that is the farmer agitation, anything. Internal security means anything which is disturbs the law and order. It is the internal security problem. It may be either the farmers, security, VIP security, rights, even the small rights, in the village rights, in the fighting of the two people may convert into the internal security problem if it is being exploited by the people interested in anti-internal security. Controversial remarks that can make the internal security problems. You have seen in the few months back, some of the remarks has been given by some politician and influential people that makes the difference in the society. Misuse of social media, propaganda and all, and uncontrolled cyber crime and the terrorist funding. These are the basic things of internal security. Gentlemen, I was given a very small time, but I think I have touched the all topics on which you have to go and see. Everything is available in the books available, on the net available. You go and see. These are the only topics on which you will be asked most in the interview. Yes. देखिए उसमें दो चीज है। सीएपीएफ अगर ऑन ड्यूटी अगर कोई चार्ज लगता है तो गवर्नमेंट प्रोटेक्ट है। अगर कोई भी काम कोई सीएपीएफ ड्यूटी डिस्चार्ज के टाइम पे करता है तो इट इज बीइंग प्रोटेक्टेड बाय द लॉ, सो दैट द गवर्नमेंट प्रोटेक्ट्स यू। अगर आप अदर देन ड्यूटी अगर आप कुछ करते हैं तो यू आर जस्ट लाइक ए सिंपल नॉर्मल सिविलियन एंड यू विल बी ट्रीटेड अकॉर्डिंग। बट अगर ड्यूटी में करते हैं तो गवर्नमेंट विल प्रोटेक्ट यू। नहीं, पूरे गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया का एक लॉ है एंड गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया के लॉ के हिसाब से वो काम करता है। ठीक है ना, वो चाहे कहीं भी किसी भी स्टेट में हो, जो नॉर्मल लॉ है जो दिया हुआ है उसको पावर दिया हुआ है उसी के नीचे वो काम करता है। ठीक है, अब हम और कुछ नहीं, एक चीज हम बताते हैं, ये तो आप लोग देख लीजिएगा, रोल ऑफ एवरी। एक आई हैव गिवन दिस टास्क, एवरीबॉडी शुड नो कि गस्टेड ऑफिसर्स के क्या रैंक्स होते हैं एंड नॉन गस्टेड के क्या होते हैं। स्टार्ट फ्रॉम असिस्टेंट कमांडेंट, डिप्टी कमांडेंट, सेकंड इन कमांड, कमांडेंट, डीआईजी, आईजी, एडिशनल डीजी, एसडीजी एंड डीजी। सिर्फ सीआईएसएफ में सेकंड इन कमांड को कमांडेंट बोलते हैं एंड कमांडेंट को सीनियर कमांडेंट बोलते हैं। दिस इज द ओनली डिफरेंस इन सीआईएसएफ। इसमें जो नॉन गस्टेड में कांस्टेबल, हवलदार, असिस्टेंट सब इंस्पेक्टर, इंस्पेक्टर एंड एसएम इज नोन एज सूबेदार मेजर इज द रैंक स्ट्रक्चर। ओके, थैंक यू डियर।